My next guest is a high-energy stand-up comedian, actor, and high-profile MC, originally from Stony Creek, right here in Hamilton. Joining me now is Eric Johnston. So good to have you.
I'm so excited to be back on Cable 14. Last time I was on this show, I was shirtless.
Okay.
It's a long story. We'll save the viewers the backstory, but it ended with me with my shirt off on Cable 14.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask for that story, but
I'm a little more grown up now. I keep my shirts
you
on.
keep your shirts on?
Yeah, I was in my 20s last time I was on this show. I took my shirt right off.
Well, it's really good to have you. And I really love comedians because I always look at and try to understand what it's like to get up in front of a crowd to try to make them laugh.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to do this?
Yeah, I mean, I was born into the circus. My father was a professional wrestler right here in Hamilton. His father was a professional wrestler as well out of the 50s and 60s.
Is that why you had your shirt off?
That's what part of the reason.
Okay.
That's part of the reason why I'm always taking my shirt off.
Now.
Yes. Pants, that's a whole other thing. But no, but they were entertainers. They were these crazy guys out of Hamilton, and they had, you know, I always grew up in the East End, and his father had a wrestling ring that they would set up on the pipeline, and they would work out these crazy matches and film them for CH or film them for City TV and Cable 14 as well. There's a lot of Cable 14 footage in my house. You know, and I just was around all these crazy characters around the house. So I thought, well, I want to be like these guys. I couldn't become a professional wrestler, so I got into competitive dance and musical theater as a kid.
Did you really?
Yeah, I needed Rhythm Plus in Stony Creek. It was the only stage in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I got to get on this stage, and I did competitive dance for 7 years. Then I went to theater school and did theater. Then I went to film school in Vancouver.
Yeah.
In Vancouver, I signed up for an open mic comedy night, and I haven't stopped since. That's it. This is
wild.
the whole story.
So what made you think, though, I'm going to just sign up for this open mic thing and give this a try?
I loved comedy growing up. And my father, on top of being a professional wrestler, could have easily been a professional stand-up comic. He was one of the funniest people anyone has ever met. I often hear that from family, friends, and random people. Oh, my God, your dad was so funny. And I watched, you know, Comedy Club 54 growing up and Just for Laughs and we were at Johnny Carson House, and even once it was off the air, my dad had them all taped, and we watched them together. So, you know, when I saw stand-up comedy for the first time, and I went to the first open mic, I looked at the stage, and I went, "This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life." And I signed up, and again, I have not stopped since. I've toured all over North America. Just sold out a show in the Cayman Islands recently.
Nice.
Performed at the Laugh Factory, performed at the Comedy Store. I've opened for my heroes like Russell Peters and Sebastian Maniscalco. Guys I idolized, I've opened for and worked with. So it's just one of those stories. I think it's not just a Hamilton story, but there was definitely a Hamilton grit and hustle to it. That it was like, if you want to find something you love and let it kill you. Literally just go up and show up every single night. And you know, there was a time in my career I did 200 shows a year. You know, now I'm a little older and I have a son at home, so maybe I'm doing about 100 shows a year. But,
yeah, I was going to say, like, a little bit of stuff changes over the years once you get into having a family.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be on the road quite as much.
Yeah.
But you can still make it work.
I mean, I love the road, and my wife understands that I have to be on the road, but I miss my son. You know, it's hard for me to be just constantly out there. Like, I just did a 4-show run in Northern Ontario. After the first night, I went, okay, I want to go home now.
Yeah.
I still have 3 other shows. So, you know, you find the balance, and my home is very funny, you know, and not just the home that I grew up in, but my home now with my wife. And my kid makes me laugh so much a day, and he's 17 months, and he's already got a little personality, and he knows what to do to make me laugh and make his mom laugh and make my mom laugh. And I just love, really it comes down to very simply, I'm addicted to the sound of laughter. It is my drug. I don't do drugs. Laughter is my drug.
Well, and laughter is so good for us. Like,
Yeah.
we all need to laugh more. And this is
No
why
kidding,
I love and
especially these
admire
days.
comedians,
Yeah.
right? Because generally you're going to get at least a couple of laughs. So not every time you're going to hit it out of the park with everyone within the audience, but everyone's there for the same purpose, and that is to laugh.
No, I hit it out of the park every single day.
You do. I was waiting for that. I was waiting. He was going to tell me.
No, it's tough.
Time.
Sometimes you're doing
But
corporate gigs. They don't care that you're there. You know,
Sure.
But it's just, for the most point now, I've built a little bit of a fan base, which in Canadian comedy is hard to do. And I have people coming back to see me over and over and over again and bringing their friends and their family and whatever. And it's a really special feeling to go out and create something and have fans, and not to feed my ego, to feed my soul. It's
well, and
people,
a special feeling, I think, just to make people laugh, as you said, like that's so important. We've produced some really amazing comedians in this country.
No kidding. I mean,
phenomenal comedians.
Just in this area alone.
Sure.
Martin Short, Eugene Levy, Jim Carrey, John Candy, Mike Myers. I could go on. This is
Yeah,
You know,
look
this
at,
is
those are some
my
of the top comedians of all
in
time.
the world of all time.
Yeah, not just in Canada.
And you know, it's just there's something in the water here, and people say there's something in the water in Hamilton, and that's fine. It's funny.
It's working.
It could be other things too, but it's definitely
the fun
funny.
factor's there.
Yeah.
And you're in the middle of a tour right now?
Yeah, I started on Valentine's Day, and I go all the way till Halloween.
Jeez.
So that's how you make money as a stand-up comic. You know, I love being at home, but money is made on the road and
Yeah.
going to these small towns. And you know, I always say it's easy to sell out when you're the only thing happening in town. So I'll drive 8-10 hours into the middle of nowhere in Northern Ontario, and there'll be 200-300 people waiting for me when I get there. Are those fans of mine? Some of them. For the most part, they're like, I can't believe this guy is coming to our Legion in this town in the middle of nowhere. And I produce all my own shows.
Get out tonight.
Yeah, and it's a big, you know, but everyone's drinking, and I've got a lot of material about drinking. I don't drink that much anymore, but in my 20s, I wrote a lot of that kind of material, and it's just fun. I think, you know, I always say a comedy show is where you go to forget about the world, and a lot of people are needing that these days.
Yeah,
There's a
for
lot
sure.
going on in the world these days, and a comedy show is where you go to forget for an hour and a half, and I love to be that dealer of that, the dealer
Yeah.
of the laughter and the fun. And you know, people pay me, but you know, the classic, if you would do it for free, that's your dream, right? I would do it for free, and then I bought a house with a mortgage,
Yeah, so
and I
then
have a
you kinda
baby
like,
who's
I
in
do still need to
daycare.
be
Yeah.
paid. I got some bills
So
here.
I'm selling merch. Whatever people are buying, I'm selling at the merch table. I got it all.
There you
so,
go.
But that's
and you,
it.
I mean, you described yourself as a storytelling comedian, and
Yeah.
I really liked how you phrased that. So you know, pulling real life, pulling stories, things that have gone on in your past and just around you, that you tell these stories in a comedic way.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a storytelling household. I grew up
Yeah.
in a house that when someone walked through the front door, they would come through the front door, you're not going to believe what happened to me today. And I learned pretty quickly that the person who was telling the funniest story got the most attention. And if you came into my house when I was a child and you started telling a story that was not killing, someone would interrupt you and go, forget that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
never going to believe what
I'm
happened
gonna
to me
give
today.
you a better one.
I was at 14 and this happened. So I just learned to keep people's attention. It had to be funny. And I just love a good storyteller. I think it's a Canadian in us.
Sure.
You know, we sit in the
like
cold
that.
and we sit around and we drink and we tell stories.
And we
That's
talk about the
Canadian
weather.
culture, talk about the weather.
You know?
And stories about the weather. That was my style. There's a lot of, you know, I swear on stage, but I'm not a dirty comic. There's a
Yeah,
whole,
which
there's a
I
whole,
love. I love
yeah,
that.
There's a whole area of dirty comedy right now. I dip my toe into it to kind of stay with the kids, as
Sure.
they say. But I, for the most part, other than swearing, I'm a clean comic. I'm not a one-liner comic. I'm not a pun guy. I'm a storyteller.
Yeah,
and I
which I
grew up
love.
in that house, and I bring that on stage.
So we have to go, but before
Yeah.
we do, first of all, I think it's awesome what you're doing. Keep going.
Thank
keep
you.
enjoying. Keep making people laugh. It's so wonderful to hear the stories of Hamiltonians that have
Yeah.
done great things with their lives and their careers.
Thank you.
And you're also going to be doing the awards for the Impact Awards for Cable 14 coming up.
Yeah,
which is
I'm
great.
coming up. I mean, there's so much going on. I'm pinballing around the province, and I'm excited to come host that. I'm
Yeah.
going to go through all the things going on. I got a tour. Check out my tour dates at ericjohnstonwho.com. Follow me on Instagram at ericjohnstonwho. I have a TV show on Bell 5 TV1.
That's right. I didn't even get to that.
It's
you got
okay.
a 6-part
This is my fault.
docuseries.
I talk too much.
You know?
Don't take it. I talk too much.
I got to
But
get better at interrupting.
Bell 5 TV1 available now. It's called Run with the Bull. Check out all your information about me at ericjohnstonwho.com, and I will see you at the Cable 14 Awards.
Eric, it was a real pleasure.
Good seeing you.
Can't wait for the laughs that night. Well, when we come back, food blogger and host of Marissa's Easy Kitchen will be here, so make sure you come right back.